Hi everyone, welcome to the world of the Brandt hardcore attachments. Today we'll be talking about the Brandt BPL100L Pipelayer. It is mounted on the John Deere 850L purpose-built Pipelayer tractor. This Pipelayer configuration we're looking at today has a max lift capacity of 100,000 pounds, is outfitted with a 24-foot long boom, options of 20 and 28, is also outfitted with the Brandt built and designed Smart Lift Load Moment Indicator System, LMI. It is equipped with a 2-camera, 2-radar system. Options include no cameras all the way up to 4 cameras and 3 radars. It is also equipped with the overhead power line detection. The John Deere 850L purpose-built Pipelayer tractor has a John Deere 9-liter engine, has eco mode so that when it's matching your engine speed to the task at hand, which is saving you your money and fuel. It also has the John Deere Infinite hydrostatic transmission, which allows you to speed match any machine on the right-of-way when working in tandem. It also allows the operator not to worry about finding the right gear or decelerating the engine. They can focus on the lift, unlike some of our competitors. The track stance on this machine is 90 inches from center of track to center of track. It is equipped with 36-inch track shoes with the options of 30-inch track shoes. The operating weight of this machine is 74,000 pounds. With those track shoes and the undercarriage configuration, it allows you to easily maneuver in soft ground conditions, only exerting 7.3 psi of ground pressure. The versatility of this machine allows you to be your main lowering in tractor on mid-diameter pipe, or be an accessory tractor, whether it be welding shacks or a rear welding deck or pipe end prep machine when you're supporting large diameter pipe projects. Through extensive customer input, we have developed the Brandt hardcore Pipelayer attachment. There are 4 benefits from having symmetrical winch design that Brandt has on their pipelayers. First and foremost is improved operator visibility from the cab, especially on the counterweight side. Second of all, with having the winch on the left-hand side and right-hand side, it lowers the center of gravity of the machine, making the machine more stable. Thirdly is equal weight distribution from left and right. What this does is improves your lifespan of your track undercarriage on the counterweight side because you don't have both winch weights on that track. Also too, when you have a scenario where you don't have a load on your load hook, you have more maneuverability, more weight on the boom side track to allow you to steer and maneuver the machine. This also benefits when loading on a trailer. You have more traction on that track, and you also can center the machine more closer to center on the trailer. Finally, the final benefit that we see here is the rope angle and the lifespan of that rope. Because that rope doesn't have to go through a lining sheave, because the winch is on the competitor's machine is on the counterweight side, it goes through the machine, through an alignment sheave, and then up to the boom. Ours comes right from the drum, goes straight to the top of the boom. This allows more of an angle to feed the rope on and off the drum, and it's not making the rope bend one more time by going to the alignment sheave. Our hydraulic boom stop allows operators to not go past center and thus damaging your boom. Another feature that we have too is steel and seal greasable pins. Our competitors have bushings in there that when on the load impact cause damage that and need replacement. Ours are rebuildable whenever you have wear and tear and keeps you on the right of way longer. Another feature that we have incorporated into the Brandt Pipelayer design is, unlike the competitors, we do not have our load pin or anti-2 block at the end of the boom and load blocks. Our load pin is mounted on the machine and stays on the machine. The benefit to this is that when you're switching boom lengths or putting your machine into transport, this critical safety device does not get damaged or lost. For anti-2 block, our winches have encoders built into it that can be easily set from the cab from the operator's seat. Both our winches, load winch and boom winch, have encoders built into it that can count your wraps and give you low wrap warnings. Can also incorporate your anti-2 block and easy to set from the cab. We also have a place to mount our upper luff block. So in transit, when you remove your boom, you put your upper luff block here, use your pin that you use on the end of the boom here, and it keeps it safe and doesn't rattle around. You don't have to worry about tarp straps or chaining it. Uptime is achieved by having our winches, both boom and load, sharing common components with the 1050K or BPL220. What this does is allow reduced inventory of specifically the gears and the motors to drive these winches. Also for uptime is we talked about the load winch for your load blocks to keep it safe and secure and reducing damage to your rope. When in transport, the load blocks are set in here. They're easily and anchored to the machine so they're not bouncing around. So competitors typically will have a bullhorn in the front of the grill which hangs the rope over top and also allows the load block to smack against the grill and cause damage. Now let's jump in the cab and I'll show you how that data is presented to the operator. The Brent designed and built SmartLift LMI system incorporates the data from the load pin, showing you real-time data of what you're performing in your lift. It calculates machine pitch and roll to calculate what your tipping load is and what your rated load is. It also shows the operator how much weight is on the end of the hook, and when you're approaching rated load or tipping load scenarios, it gives audible and visual warnings as a status bar and alarms, alerting the operator that they're reaching the limitations of the machine. Our dedicated camera stream has a default setting to the counterweight side, which is typically where your operators have most limitations of visibility. John Deere purpose-built cab comes with a single joystick that allows you to do multi-functions at one time to operate your boom, operates your counterweight in and out, has your 2-speed load hook, and is incorporated with your free fall emergency button. The optional overhead power line detection can be added to the machine that alerts operators when they're encroaching on overhead power lines and keeping them safe and out of danger. To increase uptime and safety, we've incorporated some features on the counterweight side of the machine. The Brent Easy Lift On, Lift Off counterweights are simple as removing that pin, hooking into the hook that's installed on top of the counterweights, and lifting off. Keeps operators safe, and it doesn't have to. Our competitors have a situation where you have to slide it onto a rack. If you're on uneven ground, it's hard to do and hard to manipulate, and you have to have an operator in there manipulating that heavy counterweight. Ours is simply lift it on, put the pin in place, and you're on. Also too is centralized greasing. This single port allows you to operator grease all pins on the counterweight side. This reduces him getting into putting his hands into pinch points and putting himself at risk. On this machine, it has a 2-camera, 2-radar package. Your counterweight camera is right here, and your counterweight radar is here, which turns on, if it detects movement on your counterweight side, it switches your screen to this camera. On the front of the tractor, there's the same scenario. If there's movement in front, it'll switch to that camera. By default, the camera view inside the cab is always to the counterweight side, because it's typically where you'll have all your restrictions of visibility, and people coming up and down when you're focusing on the lift, you won't see them being parked right here. Another feature that's on the John Deere machine that aids in the operator visibility and stability of the machine is the John Deere low drive system. Competitors typically will have a high drive system here that has the sprocket, the rear sprocket up higher in the machine. With this low drive system, the operator has a greater visibility and a clear line of sight down into the trench from the operator's seat. Also, we're able to put in this easy access and egress for the operator. And with this low drive system, customers have told us that they feel more stable when going up inclines and declines and working on those kind of slopes. Aiding in the versatility of this machine, you can add a rear tailings winch to the back, or also a rear welding deck. Typically, when you add the rear welding deck, you lose visibility to the rear of the machine. So, as with the factory OEM camera on here, we can upgrade that to a 3rd camera, third radar to eliminate those blind spots. Thanks for joining me today on the walk around of this Brant BPL100L Pipelayer. For any more information on this 100,000 pound lift capacity machine, please visit brant.ca or talk to one of your local Brant representatives.